Hola, mi amigo Miguel. How are you?
Pretty good. Pretty good. How we doing?
Good, man. How'd you like that music there?
It was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Pretty cool. It reminded me of like family gatherings.
Childhood, carp fishing on the bank,
Yep.
radio
Yep.
boombox playing in the background.
Oh, always a boombox.
Welcome to the Real Deal Fishing Podcast, everybody. My name is Kevin.
I'm Mike.
All right, cool. He got it. All right. We didn't practice that. I meant to practice that because we haven't done it in so long. But I was like, Mike's a professional. He'll get it. It's all right,
I've been
Kevin.
wondering about that. How long has it been?
It's been a long time since before I got my new job.
Yeah.
And when things are kind of crazy and all that. But yeah, it's been a while, and I just thought the other day I was like, I really enjoyed being live Saturday night when I did the Golden Whiskers thing, and I was like, not saying we're coming back every Saturday or nothing like that, but I was like, hey Mike, what you think? And he's like,
You
yeah,
heard
let's
it,
do it.
folks. Every Saturday night.
Every
Confirmed.
Saturday night without fail. But it is a
We
good
already
night to do it because there's like, unless somebody's live fishing, there's really nothing going on most times. And, Friday nights you have kind of a standing thing. Sunday nights are, bad for me because I got to get ready for work in the morning. And, it's just Saturday night. We're old and it's not like we're out partying. So
Nope.
I'm sorry, I'm old. I didn't want to speak for you there.
I think I'm like 6 or 7 years older than you, aren't I, Kevin?
No, come on. That would make you almost over 50.
Oh, so you've
Over
aged.
50.
Okay. It's been a
Yeah, I get
while.
older every year.
So do I. I don't know. It's been a while since we've talked about age though.
True that. True that. True that.
Yeah. Somebody
Well,
just turned 40. If it wasn't you, was it Chad?
yeah.
I think it
Chadwick.
was Chad then.
Chadwick. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's probably
Hey,
not in the chat though. Is he in the chat?
he's too
There's an
cool, man.
interesting
Like he's
there's an
nominated
you were on
for,
his show.
yeah, without hesitation, by the way.
Yeah.
Without
Yeah.
hesitation.
I
But yeah.
almost clicked on it, but then I'm like, nah.
Mm.
Chad's never invited me. So
Well,
I'll just
there was
no.
like 2 years where he was apparently sending the link to another Kevin. And then he got up on his live stream and was like, oh, Kevin Lake never comes on my show. I was like, because you never sent me the link. And he tried to call me out on it. And then he went and
Yeah.
checked. And he's like, oh, yeah. So that wasn't you that I was sending it
That's awesome.
to. Oh, man.
That's
But let's welcome some people in chat. You got Uncle Lou out there, Creole LG, member Fishing and Cooking with Mike Chavez. Man, how excited are you to possibly be cooking alongside the Mike Chavez in February at the CatCon?
Well,
Have you even
there's an
thought about it?
interesting way of looking at that. There's a real interesting way of looking at that. Lots of people are probably looking at it from the, oh my gosh, this guy is on YouTube and does cooking videos. Everyone, everyone who's eaten his food has walked away saying, oh my gosh, that's the best food I've ever eaten in my life. And then there's a completely contrary way of looking at it. And this is the way that I choose to look at it. I look at it as if he's the other Mike. I'm Mike. That's the other Mike.
And then there are other mics though, so it might get
I mean,
confusing.
I I mean,
But
it's like the
I guess if
scariest
you look at,
environment imaginable. We'll just sum it up that way. It's probably
I
like
guess
the
if you look
scariest
at it
environment
as
imaginable.
like you know, uh, Spanish American or Hispanic Americans, I mean, then there is only one other Mike in the catfish community, right?
Yeah.
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 So I mean, you two are kind of
Are you
like
trying to say I'm the other Mike?
cousins. Well, I mean, we were talking about age older, and Mike so eloquently put up that I just turned 40 26 years ago. So, you
No
know,
way.
yeah.
Yeah. Then he puts in there, I cooks a little. Yeah. Every time I look on, I notice a notification. It's not fishing anymore. But if you want to start salivating all over yourself, watch Fishing and Cooking with Mike Chavez, because that guy is putting up absolute amazing content. I'm so hungry.
He said, "But I learned from my Canadian mother." Yeah, that's an interesting note. Did you know that his mother was Canadian?
No, I had a
Yeah.
white grandma though, and she's a fantastic cook. Taught
And
almost
no,
everyone
I'm
in
not
the
talking about
family.
that. I just didn't know. We spoke when we fished together up at
Oh,
back a couple years ago when Anna and I went upstate, and I didn't know. He didn't grow up speaking the language either. So it's just
hmm.
interesting how because that's exactly what they say when they eat my food. Best they've ever had. That's not what I've heard. And then there's another Mike. I'm the pretty Mike. All right, cool. Remember fishing with Big Mike, Gold Squad.
Okay.
Thank you, buddy.
So first of all, he's not that big, not compared to me. And
Yeah,
secondly, now he's taken that away from us too. Wow. I'm just gonna have to change my name.
it,
There's not enough room for three mics, I guess.
you can be Miguel.
Yeah. I'll
Tony
take it.
Harrison said at Muddy River Catfish is that you on page 48 of the latest in Fisherman. Ooh,
Oh.
why? Thank you, Michael. There's old Creole. He said, Mike has cost me a few phone cases in the past. Chewed through them. Here's LG
Yeah,
Bass
Creole knows how
member.
to cook.
He said, I'd have to agree. Mike's food is delicious.
See,
Oh,
so
so it is.
I got a game plan going in though. I really
Hold on one
truly
second.
do.
It is Muddy River catfishing, and I have to look that up now.
Oh man, this is like the one moment that I let my in fisherman subscription run. They've been knocking down my door trying to get me to subscribe again. I think I'd been a subscriber since I was like 12.
No, because I feel silly about that one. So what were you about to say? What's your game plan? You said you had a game plan.
So here's the game plan for the cooking. What I do is I just stick to the simple stuff like dogs, burgers, brats, and then anything else, I'll just leave that to Mike. You know,
What's
I mean,
left?
lots of people have been asking me this question. They're just like, "How on earth?" I was like, "Guys, it's not a fit. It's not a cooking competition. We're all gonna eat it. We're all winning." I
True
was
that.
like, "There's no loser here," but they act like it's a competition. It's not what it is.
No,
And
who's acting like
I
it's a
do hope that we
competition?
intend on cooking both nights, right?
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Why
yeah,
why go out and spend all that money? Like, and I said something on whose channel was I on?
Chad's.
Stan's channel on Friday last night.
Oh,
Man, it's been a long day.
you
Good
were
day.
on that one last night too? I must have
Yeah, I
like
was on
flash fell asleep.
Stan's show last night, and I said it. No, and well, yeah, I told him. I said, is it bad that the thing that I'm looking forward to the most is hanging out with everybody at the hotel, cooking and eating?
Heck no, that's
And
awesome.
of course not. Of course not. Like that's my. I'm looking forward to that, and we're bringing a truck this year, so I'm going to have a cooler packed full of delicious meats, just to throw on the grill. Now I'm not going to overdo it. We need to corroborate though. We do read chat, Curtis. We're just ignoring you, buddy. But we need to figure out what we're bringing so we don't double up the meats.
We're
But it's
I
okay.
wanted to ask you a question about the chat too,
Yeah,
because
go ahead.
right there, there's a button that says join the chat. Can I actually join the
Yeah,
chat, our
yeah,
own
you
chat?
can. Yeah, you
Oh
click
my.
on it
Will
and
it
then
like change the screen?
it'll verify your you. No, it won't change anything. I just did it last night. It'll verify your YouTube channel. Fishing FX says I'm getting hungry just listening to you guys talk about food. All right, so we don't really have any. I mean, yeah, we do. Let me not say that. We're
This
not
is a
sticking
pretty
any kind of
long
script.
authorization process here.
Yeah, it makes you go. It makes you go through a lot of stuff. But so we just did the Golden Whiskers Awards nomination show last weekend, which I alluded to. Hey, Greg. But that was a great night. That was a great show. First time being back. Um, and it just I don't know. It was a lot of positivity when last year's was a good bit of negativity. For some reason, to this year's was a lot better, and I think that might have been because we learned from the past, right? We learned from the past, and we were able to kind of think about the other side. How is it the nominations viewed from outside? And you
Yeah.
know, one of the things we did was we limited every category except for the youth and junior to three only. And although that took lot of confusion out as why is one three, why is one four, it made it harder to pick because there were some that we had 6 or 7 that all of them could have gone. So that was tough. Hey, Josh Thompson over from Facebook. But then we have we have some great sponsors, FOAs, corporate, Fracture Fix, Catch Fever, Catfish Conference. Catch Fever was a only show sponsor. They paid for the suit that I'm going to wear, which is mighty snazzy. And then here's all our award sponsors. Latest addition is Don R. I bought medals for every single junior and youth angler that was nominated. So that was an
Oh,
extra
cool.
250 bucks. And Don contributed to that. So he's sponsoring some of the youth awards as well. So thank you to Don R. If you're out there. Appreciate you, buddy. That just happened today, actually. But I'm looking forward to it. So far, Mike, we have like 780 votes. Last year we
Oh,
had
that's
about
awesome.
700. Yeah. The link is in the description, guys. It's in the description. If you have not yet voted, just click on it. Also, the link to Mike's channel, Murillo Family Fishing, is in the description as well. And while you're down there, go ahead and hit that thumbs up just while you're at it. Just go ahead and hit it. And then, and then if you've been looking to get into streaming, guys, you can click on the link down there. And StreamYard gave me a link for people that watch to save them $10 on their subscription. So if you've been looking to get into it. But what did you think? I hadn't really talked to you about it, about the show. You're on the committee. But what did you think about the actual show? Did you get to watch it back or watch it at all?
Oh yeah, I watched that one live, and even though I was openly invited to come up to the show, I felt like your comeback, you were on a roll, you were rolling with the notes, all the detail. I'm like, if I get in there, I'm just going to slow him down, trip him up, and make this thing dysfunctional, kind of like I do on this show.
No,
But
really, Mike just had
so
his
I was
feet
letting it.
up.
I was enjoying it. I loved all the discussion and everything. It was
Yeah,
great. It was
I
way cool.
appreciate it. Yeah,
It
everybody
reminded
on
me
the
how hard
committee
it is
left
to
me
vote.
hanging. So what'd you say?
It reminded me how hard it is to vote,
Yeah,
because if you go through and try to do an honest vote, and I'm going to define that. If you go through and just nominate the people that or vote for the people that I'm going to say that that's a quick vote. But if you go through and do like a deep dive vote, where you go through and you watch those videos, and you don't have to watch the whole thing, but
right.
if you give it an honest shot, and that's why I said honest, if you give it that kind of a shot, it is so hard, because you get to you can see why those content creators were nominated. You can see why those specific videos were chosen. There's just so many great videos in there.
Mhm. Yeah, and we had some discussion about it on Stan's show, and Cool Cats James brought up a good point. He said, you know, he doesn't believe, and it's not just him. There's some people that believe that, you shouldn't have to vote for every category. Um, like if you get somebody to nominate or to vote for you, they should only be able to vote for you. And I disagreed, and I really thought about it before he made a comment, before others made a comment, and after the show last night, and just to be more clear about it, I feel like that, if someone's going to vote for you that's not in the community, that doesn't watch YouTube, doesn't know this and that, and maybe you're, like my stepdad went and voted for me. He watches my videos and my videos only, but he had to go through and vote for everybody else. Um, and that's why I don't ask people to vote for me. One, because I've never been nominated before, and two, because I know that people that are outside of our community are going to have trouble. Like, who is river certified or whatever. What is this? I'll just click on that. I believe that if someone is going to vote, they should take the time to go watch it, whatever. And you see that kind of in the voting. And what I did last year, I didn't make it mandatory, I don't think, for people to vote on each one. I don't think I did. I can't remember. There was one where I didn't. And then you saw like the category that this one person was nominated for had like 300 more votes than everything else. And so, I ended up having, because I don't think that's valid. I think that really you're just sending it to people who have never even watched your channel. Say, hey, just vote for this because you got a different email address than I do. You know what I'm saying? Does that make sense?
Mhm.
Like I
I
could
don't know.
I could send the link to all my students. I got 700 students. Say, hey, everybody go vote for Mr. Lakin. And then all go vote. That's not. I don't consider that fair. It's all about it. The ethics of it's been the hardest thing
Yeah.
about it when it comes to voting is, you should try to be ethical, because that's really, you really want the community, the people that actually watch, to say, yeah, you're the best at this. That's my 2 cents. What do you think?
Um, Lauren was nominated in the youth angler category,
Uh-huh.
and like 99% of me said, don't vote for her
Uh-huh.
because she's my kid, and I know all the other kids on the list, and they're amazing. And then I actually started breaking it all down, and I'm like, all right, why am I thinking like this? As I was going through, I left that category for the end because I was having that little
Uh-huh.
moral debate inside my own mind. And then I started going through all the other categories, and then I started thinking about it, and I was just voting based on what I saw. I wasn't voting based on names. And
Mhm.
then I realized, oh no, I'm not voting for people that are my friends. And I was actually voting for people that I don't even know. And then I'm like, there's nothing wrong with that. That is just me looking at the content and saying, wow, you know, takedown of the year. You know, I could have swore that there was maybe 100 takedowns throughout the whole year that I was like, whoa, we got a nominee here, in the making. And then you go through the whole process and you're like, wow, we're really down to like 6 and we're going to get this down to 3. It's like, holy cow. And then you look at it and you're like, that is one awesome drag stripping takedown. You thought the rod would break. And I'm
Uh-huh.
like, it doesn't matter whose name's on it. I
Right.
was like, that is just epic greatness, and it deserves it has taken my vote, and
Yeah.
so it's so tough. And let's face it, lots of people do have lots of friends. And you don't want this thing to be a popularity contest, because if you want a popularity contest, just have a popularity contest.
Mhm.
This is
Well,
this is
the
content,
stop on that
you
real
know.
quick. I think because that's been said before. It's just a popularity
Yeah.
contest. But I do think you have to define popularity. I say this to my students all the time and tell my teachers. I'm like, you know, you have to define your terms that you're using. What does differentiate mean? Like, you can say the word differentiate all the time, but if you don't know what it means. So if you say popular, is that popular because you have a lot of subscribers, you've drawn a lot of interest, you make great stuff, so you're popular? That's what it's about. But popular as in I've made more friends than you, that's the one you're talking about, right?
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah. So I do think it is a popularity contest, and it's designed to be that way because you want more people to watch your stuff. So you're like, hey, I want to be the most popular YouTuber out there. Um, but I think where you're saying is where, well, this is my friend. I don't care what the video looks like. I'm just going to vote for him.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
And I didn't do that. I That's where I stand. I encourage people not to do that. I encourage them to look at the nominees and then pick the one you think is the most awesome.
Yeah, man.
It's to me it's an awesome award. So and there's a whole lot of awesome in there. I don't think anyone was undeserved of a nomination.
Yeah,
There's a
I
whole lot of
mean,
awesome
in
in
the
there.
in the
So
community did a good job. I mean, some of
yeah,
some of the nominees were, creators putting their own stuff on the Facebook page, which I'm totally fine with. And there was a
yep,
discussion on Hog Leg Show about, I don't want to nominate put myself on there because, it looks a certain way. Well, you're not that's the good thing about the way it's set up now is that it's a committee that's going to say if your stuff is good enough. And basically, that Facebook page, the Golden Whiskers Facebook page, is so you make sure you get noticed. Like,
yeah.
hey, I'm going to put it on there.
Yeah.
I think this was a great takedown. Committee, if you think so, cool. If not, I'll make another one. So,
The posts on there that I liked the most were the ones where somebody nominated their spouse. I'm
yeah.
like, oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
We don't say that stuff enough.
Uh-uh.
The
Uh-huh.
other day, I don't know if I was talking to a neighbor or somebody at work or something, but somebody was just like, "Oh, you're so awesome," and I'm like, "Are you kidding? I couldn't find the kids' socks without Kristen." I was like, I don't, I do what I do, but so
Yeah.
many other people are doing so much stuff. So I like that category. I really liked all the nominations, and it
Yeah.
was so hard to pick one.
Hmm.
So I
And I
shout
like the
out to the
fact that
spouses.
there was, I really took a whole weekend and dove deep into YouTube and actually searched catfishing, and I found some channels that I never found before, and so I threw those up, and they some of them got nominated, rightfully so. And you guys even said in the chat, Chris said it, you said it. I've never even seen this person before, but wow, that's awesome, and that's what it's all
Yep.
about. That's what it's all about. But Lee Evans said, I just vote for the prettiest.
Yep.
But the other thing that I was talking about is, you also have the other side where you see, and thankfully I'm the only one that sees it, and I, the only person's feelings that's going to hurt because I'm not going to put it out there is mine because I can see who didn't vote for me or whatever. But I like the fact that if I consider somebody a friend, and there's some categories that I was nominated for, and I'm like, no, that one's better. Don't vote for mine. Like that one's better than mine. And I'm glad that people are choosing that. And so I don't take offense to it, but it's funny to see that you see the trend, and I can see all the results. I can tell you who's basically won a community and not, or whatever, or won an award so far. But basically, you see the trend where people are voting for this one thing over and over and over and over because it's the best one on there, obviously. Um, but then you see, well, I'm going to vote for this person anyway. So it's a little bit of both, but I think the majority of people, um, that I've seen are trying to do the right thing. Jeff said, in the community, is the community spread out in different states throughout the country? Oh yeah. Well, Mike's in Iowa. I'm in South Carolina.
Yeah.
You
What's
got
your
L.
temperature right now, Kevin?
Uh, hang tight. It is 43.
43.
LG Bass is in Virginia.
Right now we are -11.
Whew, man,
On our way to -20.
shucks.
Yeah. Tomorrow's high is supposed to be -6, and that's actual degrees Fahrenheit.
Yeah, no thanks. Yep,
Yeah.
Uncle Jeep's in Arizona. Jody's in Tennessee. You know, you got people in Indiana. Uh,
Ohio.
just Ohio. Yep.
I
Really
call
just
that
had to
North
bring the temperature up.
Kentucky, North
Kentucky,
Kentucky, or Southern Michigan, whichever one you
Devon's
want to call it.
in the capital. Creoles in Louisiana having some fillets. DC,
Creel, you've
West
never been in
Virginia.
negative temperatures?
I've never been in negative temperatures.
Oh,
Not once.
I gotta tell you, it stings. It's
I
it's
bet.
it is not comfortable at all.
Yeah.
I,
No,
I
the
bet Uncle Lou's colder than I am though.
lowest I've ever experienced that I can remember was probably like 15 degrees.
That's pretty bad.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean
because
15
today,
now see it's a different it's not that I want to get on weather too much, but um like it's a different cold. Like we have a wet cold.
yeah,
And isn't yours like a more of a dry, powdery, wet or cold or whatever?
yeah, it's pretty stiff. I was out there today, shoveling snow and using the snow blower and that and everything because the high temp today was 1. I'm like, well, I got to go out there because this is as warm as it's going to get.
Man.
And while I was out there, it dropped back down to 0. And when I came back, I was actually so hot in my Catfish Clothing coat that I took my coat off and I was outside in 0 degrees in a sweatshirt and my overalls. So
See,
there's a product shout out for you if you
yeah.
guys want one. And I don't have a code and I don't need a code. You all find your own codes. But I tell you what, when you get a good coat, it's a great thing in the right weather. So
I don't have a code either. If you got a Catfish Clothing code, put it in the chat. This is your one and only chance. Go for it.
all right.
All right. Let's talk about the live tournament fishing league.
Oh man,
So
has that thing people talk about this every single show. I mean, it's really catching on. I am so excited about it. I'm so proud of everything that you and Brian and everybody else has put into it. I'm excited about how it's evolved throughout the year, and I know that I just talked right over you introducing it, man, but
no, I
you
that's
should you should be smiling because this is such a cool thing that you helped kick off here and now tell everybody else who was involved in it that I left their name out because I
well,
don't mean to
actually,
leave anyone out.
it was Brian. There he is. Uncle B was the only one that jumped on with. Well, no, I can't say that. It was me, and then I invited everybody who's done a tournament,
Hmm.
and Uncle B dropped right in. He's like, "Yeah, man, let's do this." Like, all right, and then Sharina,
Sharina
and I'm
did.
not sure where she's at. I'm sure she's fine, but we miss her. But she jumped in with her. I think she did carp and something or bass
She did
tournament.
a bass one too.
Bass
Yeah,
one, yeah, that's what it was. She did one, and then I think Alicia won that one. And then JBT had one, fishing with JBT. And then I think Sharina had a bunch of others scheduled, but then something happened and she ended up, I think she just quit YouTube. I'm not sure. But wherever she is, we hope she's doing well, her and Thomas.
yep.
And then so it's just me and B, pretty much. And then, Chad jumped in and his is going on right now, the Winter Blues. And
Yep.
I just think that for something that started off, um, I don't know. I can't. I can only tell you what I was thinking. I was thinking like, man, nobody's gonna believe in this, and It's I thought I'd have everybody jump in because really, honestly, and you and I talked about it. I didn't want it to be like this is all about Kevin and whatever and
Mhm.
Pound the Cats. I am proud of it. Don't get me wrong. Like you said, I'm proud that people are talking about it. And between this and the Golden Whiskers, it's like, yeah, we're creating stuff that the community can get behind. But I really wanted it to be something to where, because we don't do money tournaments where you win money that people could really get behind and say, I want to be the champion of that. Um, and it all started with those little medals that I did. And so, like, for this one, the grand prize we're going to have a perpetual trophy like the Stanley Cup. And I'm not talking about the Stanley Cups. I'm talking about
The real one,
the original Stanley Cup. Um,
Lord
like,
Stanley.
yeah, yeah. So it's gonna have their name on it, and I think I was gonna let people take it home with them, but I really need to make sure it comes back to Catfish Conference, so they'll get their own trophy, and then they'll have their name on the cup, and it's gonna be called. Uh, I announced this last weekend. It's going to be called the KP Memorial Cup in honor of Kenneth Powell. If you don't know who KP is, he hadn't been in the community very long, maybe a year or two, but he was passionate about the community and he lived for it and he really drank it up and soaked it in and it made a lot of people feel good and inspired and didn't really care about himself, was always just promoting other people, him and Hogleg on that show. And that's the real reason that show got nominated was because for a long time, those guys just, they just gelled and they made you feel good about yourself no matter what. But anyway, I don't want to get too into it because I'll get choked up. But there'll be a KP Memorial Cup that your channel name or whatever will be on. They'll get to keep their own cup. So yeah, it's really growing on people, and I hope next year we're I know it's going to be better, just like the Golden Whiskers. It's going to be better. More people are going to want to do it. It's going to be more. Um, it's going to be more refined and tuned, and it's not meant to delete anybody else's tournaments. It's just to highlight. If anything, is meant to highlight their tournament.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I want my tournament to be in that so that my points will count. They can fish mine for points, and but we're not there yet. So what Brian and I talked about was we're going to make a LFTL tournament once per month. That way, there's 3 or 4 other days, depending on the length of the month, where people can have Saturdays and do tournaments that aren't in the league. Um, and so we'll have at least one league tournament a month for mine and Brian's channel. And if anybody else wants to do it, then they can do the other weeks. But the current, I'm sorry, I'll pause so you can talk.
Oh, no, 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 no.
Keep
I'm,
going.
I'm
All right.
good. I'm
Here's the
good.
current.
Keep
Here's the
going.
current standings. 2 stands fishing's on top. Cool Cat 65. Um, and then the Fishing Fever 56 tie with Fishizzle. Catfish Hunters, Tony Harrison. And as you can see on the left there, you can see all the completed tournaments, which is a lot. There's been a lot of tournaments, and there's only 2 left. You got the Winter Blues and the Whisker Bowl. Um, but we'll be narrowing those down. We're not going to do any more carp tournaments. We're not going to be doing any more skipjack or panfish, or even though those were fun. There was a lot of requests to just make it catfish, so that's what we'll do. We'll stick to that, and then we'll also limit the amount of tournaments. That way, I don't want anybody to say that there's a tournament like every weekend for the live fishing tournament league and you work full time. It's like I can't compete because I have a full time job. But if there's one a month, then you can say, hey, yeah, I got my one a month. There you go. And if I choose not to do it, then I'm not going to get that far behind if I don't do it. And that's kind of how our league is here in person at Santee Lakes. Like there's one per month, just about. And if you miss one, then okay, you can still come back if you have a good day. So that's how I kind of wanted to be. Right now, the Winter Blues is going on. Is there one? I don't think this is the right thumbnail. Is there one tomorrow?
Yeah, there is. I think he
Okay.
has today, tomorrow, and then
And
one day next week.
cool. Well, today I know there's been a lot of people, a lot of weather, and some people didn't. Some people didn't get to fish today, but here is the standings after day one. Tony Harrison won it today with 27.15. Parker Pursuits and Josh were fishing together, 23.69. And Mac and Crystal, 4.91. Mac pulled one in right there at the last minute. Catfish Hunters and 1 Ton didn't pull in a fish. And as you can see, this is a charity tournament, and there are $350 in donations on day one. So that's pretty good. There goes some people in chat. 13th, 14th, and 20th. How do the points work? Well, they'll change next year, but this year the points work to where if you won the tournament, you got 15 points. And if you got second, you got 8 points. Third was 6. Fourth was 4 points. Third was 2 points. Something like that. But if you caught a fish, if you caught a qualifying fish in the tournament, you got 1 point. So even if you went, now you can't get a point if you skunked. But if you got one fish, that means you got a point on the board, which is very important here at the end. As you can see, they're getting close.
Yeah, that's tight.
Stan said we're hoping to wrap it up tomorrow.
And by we, he means Stan 3. Isn't
Yeah,
that his
yeah,
quote all
yeah,
the time? By
yeah.
we, I mean Stan 3.
And that brings up a good point. Like one of the growing year after year, one of the things that will change is that you have to name a captain of the team. So let's say that me and Bill wanted to fish together as a team under Palmetto Cats, and let's say I was the captain. Bill couldn't fish a tournament without me and get points. So it's either me by myself or me with Bill, and we'll get the points that way. But that way, it's really like a lot of leagues. It's your boat really that you're registering.
Yeah.
But if you do a captain, that means you can go out on somebody else's boat. Like let's say that Cool Cats, James and Jody wanted to go out on. I think James and Daryl are fishing together next year. So if they wanted to go on Daryl's boat, as long as the captain was on the boat of the team, then it'll count. Tony said he's the captain of his bank.
Yeah. I was waiting for someone to say they're the captain now.
Why is Chad highlighting himself if he's not fishing his own tournament?
You mean in the thumbnail?
Oh, I don't know.
I
Chad
think
thinks he's a
pretty picture.
superstar.
Yeah. It's a pretty thumbnail.
That is a great thumbnail. His
Yeah.
beard really contrasts the background.
Very much so. Very much so.
I'm the captain now. So there's the stand. Congratulations, Tony. Hopefully that'll hold up. But he said he made a good point. He said that can go with one fish tomorrow, the first fish. And if it's like the last tournament I fished with James Cool Cats, he caught a 40-pounder on his first fish. So it's like, jeez, no chance. Danny's got to watch out for barges. Let's see. Then there's one more tournament. It's the Whisker Bowl, and that is the Super Bowl style tournament. And if you want to be in that, I'm going to start putting out some advertisements for that. I need you to text me or email me or whatever. I'm going to try to go through my email and make sure that I have everybody. But it's been out for so long that people say, "Yeah, just put me in it. Just put me in that. Just put me in it." And I can't remember who's things change too. Like you could want to be in a tournament, but then maybe you're not doing so well. You're not in the top 10, so maybe you don't want to do it anymore. So if you are interested in fishing the uh, Whisker Bowl, even if you're not in the league, just email me, palmetocats@gmail.com. And if we have more than 9, which I'm sure we will, Brian B has offered up and Stan has offered up their channels. And what we're going to do is, if we get over 9, instead of just saying, well, you didn't make it in, so you can't get those points, which is one of the flaws of online tournament fishing, then Stan can host a certain amount of people, Brian can host a certain amount of people, and I can host a certain amount, and we'll all go live at the same time. So the tournament will be live on 3 channels, so that everybody's fishing the same day. And just like last year and the year before, where they went live on their own channel, instead of popping back and forth between 10 channels, you'll only have to pop back and forth between 3. And so don't worry, Jeep. You can still troll. You can still go
Oh
in there.
yeah,
You can still troll.
that'll
But
make his job a whole lot easier.
yeah, I mean, you only have to have 3 accounts now, Jeep. I'm thinking Bank Anglers Unite against the Catfish Armada. Tony Harris, Jerry Parker, myself. Let them sink in.
Don't
You're in
forget fishing
tomorrow's
with Big
tournament.
Mike.
All right. Yeah, don't forget to check out Fields to Water tomorrow. You'll get to see DC Metro Angler and others. Email sent. Thank you. Appreciate it. Jeep said, score. So how the points work for that is, I believe every fish you catch is a touchdown. So that's 6 points. If you release the fish, that's your extra point. It's the easiest point to get. If you catch a bike, I think you get up to 3 bycatches, and that is a what did I say? Was that a 3 point? Is that three
Think
point?
so.
3 points. So if you catch a carp, um, then you can definitely
At
get
least,
that.
yeah, at least you got points for it.
Yeah. And
Yeah,
then
this is always fun. It's crazy score.
what was the
Crazy.
2 point conversion? I gotta look. I gotta look at
I
last
don't
year's
know.
thumbnail. I need a notebook with all the rules in it. That
Is
would be
that when you
cool.
double up?
Somebody created a document like with all the tournaments and like had the bycatch was safety 2 points. But if somebody would put that together, that would be cool. Let me see if it's in the thumbnail here. Yeah, here it is. Okay, my bad. New subscriber is 3 points. That's what it was. So if you get a new subscriber, then that's a little bit tougher for bigger channels. But like the smaller channels can see their numbers going up. So there you go. And Brian has put the link for Fields to Water in there. Thank you. Let's see. Gar. Yeah, Gar would be a bycatch. Getting 29. 6 points. There you go. Bycatch
We
with
don't see too many gar caught on the live shows either. That'd be cool.
I think it's pretty much because it's
You might,
wintertime, maybe.
you might be foreshadowing something cool that's coming up.
Really? I am?
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, why don't we have a Gar tournament?
Oh man,
I could win that so easy. I got one spot. If there's no current flowing, I can catch Gar all day long because they won't leave my catfish baits alone. So I can catch them all day.
you catch them on those big hooks?
Oh, yeah. Most
Are,
of the time, they just wrap themselves around the leader.
oh,
Anyway, so guys, that's February 10th. So make sure you email me. Then you got the Catfish Conference coming up February 23rd and 24th. So looking forward to that. Man, it seems like that was
Uh-oh.
such a long way away, like in December, and now it's like, holy cow, that's next month. And I have so much to do. I have so many. I got to make the Golden Whiskers show and all that stuff. Garfish, I
I
thought coming soon.
we shouldn't have done something. We started something here. Look at this. The chat is just en fuego on Gar.
Yeah,
I'd
I'm
apologize, but you
going
know what? If it
to.
makes a cool tournament, I'm happy for it.
Hey, all right, night, Steve. Thanks for joining us. So this summer, I'm going to do a gar catch and cook. I've seen, I've seen several people do it now, and hey, Brian B, welcome to the Boom Squad. Boo, 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 boo. Appreciate you, fam. But yeah, that I'm going to do a gar catch and cook. I've never eaten one before. Have you tried
You got
one?
a Sawzall, right?
I think you take an axe and you just right along the backside.
What do they call those aviation snips? Those
There you
big
go.
snips.
Uh,
I've heard it's fantastic.
I've heard people say gar balls are really good.
I, I've heard people say that gar meat is fantastic. So, but I have yet to try it.
I think the biggest thing is that the meat deteriorates quickly, kind of like
Mm,
bowfin. So you kind of have to scrape it. You make sure you get that top layer off or whatever. So, a couple cool things. Mike will be at the Fisherman Swap shop where you can bring in your uh, new or gently used fishing gear. And I have some reels that I'm going to bring in. And I know there's going to be people bringing rods in. And so I bought a grill. I used in my last video. I bought it from Jody. It was awesome. And so that was a great find. So bring your camping equipment, bring whatever you want. You get what is it, 5 items for $5?
yep. And if you come both days, you can do it again the next day. $5 more, 5 more items.
Yep. Yep. And so Jody brought in probably paid $5 and she brought in that grill and made $15 right off the bat. I paid 20 for it, so she made 15.
It
And
was
she got
green,
rid of
y'all.
something. Huh?
It was a green grill.
It
Kevin
was
was
green
done
as
as soon.
this
I
right
was
here.
like, man, Kevin's got to come over and see
Yeah.
this. It's sold.
But next to the swap shop will be the Catfish Academy for kids. And I think that's awesome. They had it last year, but I think they're really putting in a lot more effort to make it even bigger this year. And I think that Mike's going to help out with that. It's going to be right beside his booth, I believe. Here's the layout. Let's see. This is not the most updated one because you can see down there by bottom right by Monster Rod Holders. There's catfishing for kids. So I think the swap shop will be down there by it. Then you got a lot of different things going on too. If you can look up here, the influencer space is by Tackle Bandit, and that's a different place. That's a different place, and I'm not as excited about it where it's at because usually it's over by the swap shop. But Steve's got to make money. They got to make money on this thing. So the amount of vendors they have, they had to sell those vendor spots. The good thing about the influencer space is that it's right by the concession stands and it's right by the seminar stage. So you'll be able to see all the seminars and um, the blacklight booth will be over there, and you'll be able close to the snacks and close to the bathroom. And both of those are good, snacks and bathroom.
Oh, yeah. Got to have those.
Mike asking for a friend. Do you have any seats available?
Nah, Curtis. I don't even like you much. I'm not going to save you a chair. No, actually, I knew there was going to be a distance involved. So I will have a few seats at the Fisherman Swap shop. So if you come and visit, And if your feet get sore, I'm sure I'll have a chair for you.
Brian B has lost his mind. Everybody pray for him, please. Talking about selling my boat again. Jody's selling anything that's used for cooking. It's good for you. You save lives by buying that. Oh, that's good. Better not see Roger's rods at the swap shop. Yeah, I was gonna bring that up at the end of the show, but poor Roger just put this up on Facebook. He said that somebody broke in and stole his gear. Mad Cat's rods, Uncle Lou rods, cast nets, tackle, reels, nets. Whew. Man, I would have to quit. Or call Mike and say, "Hey, Mike, go down in the basement and send me."
Yeah. Oh, I started re-inventorying as soon as I saw that. But man, sad times.
Yeah. Is Trish making the trip this year?
No, she cannot attend this year because we would have to travel on her son's birthday, and she can't do it.
No.
She wrestled with the idea for about a minute. She just shook her head. She's like, I can't do it. I can't miss my boy's birthday.
No.
And I mean, I would, but I don't have to because my kids aren't born
Because
on
it's not
those
your
days.
son.
Yeah. So no, I think it's just solo travel for me this time.
That's okay.
It won't be as fun, but and the drive will be much more difficult because Trish loves driving. So she literally drove, 3/4 of the time. So yeah, it won't be the same, Stan. You're right. Y'all are gonna have to keep me awake and let me cook on that grill for you.
Yeah,
I'm happy
man.
when I'm grilling anyway. I'm
I
really
can't,
happy when I'm in front of a grill.
I can't wait. Oh,
Yeah.
got
So
distracted.
we'll finally be able to discuss the topic of Iowa beef, Iowa pork, probably Iowa bacon, because I'm telling you right now, I just don't usually get as good a meal in different states. So, like Kevin said, he's going to have a cooler with some meat. Well, so am I. So I'm looking forward to this. Looking forward to this.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I can't wait, man.
Well, we probably wouldn't have been allowed back in that Chinese buffet anyway, Kevin. So we might as well
Yeah.
just cook
Well,
for ourselves.
and let's talk about that for just a second. Not too long. But I was not impressed by that Chinese buffet.
Well,
And
we
look
were
at
welcomed so warmly by the staff.
me. Like I know what I'm talking about when it comes to Chinese buffets.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, or fortunately, however you want to look at it. And we have such a good one here. Like Mike, if you ever make the trip over here, you know, it's not anything like elaborate or anything, but it's really tasty. Like it tastes
Mm-hmm.
everything tastes different. And normally you go to a Chinese restaurant, yeah, it kind of tastes the chicken kind of tastes like the fish, and the fish kind of tastes like the crabs, and the crabs kind of taste like the shrimp. Here everything is cooked. I don't know what it is. So when we went to that one, and I was just like, all right, well, we're eating, and that's important.
Yeah. Yeah. I
know,
was really hungry that night, so I ate
yeah,
a
me too.
lot. I mean, she kept staring at me, and that
Yeah.
was nice and all. But yeah, I agree with you on the different flavors.
I wasn't as hungry because your loving sister and Vonnie Pantaloons, they had got me some chicken strips. I was like, you guys are fantastic, man. But yeah, I am thankful that we won't have to visit that, and Anna will be kind of bummed because she likes to go different places and stuff.
Yeah.
But even she knows, like that Chinese restaurant was just like, whatever. But let's see. That's odd. I thought everything tastes like chicken. Yeah, more quantity than quality. Yeah, I didn't even think the quantity was that bad, that good. No one invited us. No, that's because y'all left. Y'all left before we did. We were helping Steve pack up the pond, and that was the thing is we had to pack up that pond. Thankfully, we're not. He's not bringing the pool this year. There will be dock shooting, I think, but no pool because that thing. And Steve was having a heart attack last year while he was doing it. Didn't know it, but that thing was a beast. And Steve told me the other day. He said, "Yeah, probably won't use the pool again because I think it has several more holes in it than it did after we put it up." Urinary greatness.
Whoa.
I don't want the world to have to.
Culinary.
Oh my god! Oh, okay.
Live,
Urinary
live
great.
shows, bud. Anything can happen, and it just did.
Jeep had a good one the other day on another show that he tried to
Yeah.
erase, but it unfortunately it doesn't erase on StreamYard when you delete
Mm.
it. So they click on it anyway, and you're like, "Dadgummit." I get a lot of that with my fat fingers. Hey, I wanted to show you a picture. I've just put out a video about camping on my pontoon boat, and my
Mhm.
Boom Squad members chose one thumbnail over another. This was the other thumbnail. I'm really proud of it. Doesn't that look good?
That's
Just the
pretty.
sun, the
Look at the
purples and
color,
everything. Yeah,
the ripples.
it was really good. That was a good one. Anyway, so yeah, Catfish Conference. There's a whole plethora. He said it's almost like all these spots on the left that this is an old one, obviously, but he said all the spots on the left aren't there anymore. Like they're all taken. So that's cool. What's up, Patriot James? How you doing? Urinary greatness. Then we have the gathering coming up. I'm really excited for this. Anna is going to come with me. We bought our camping spots, and as long as uh, everything goes well with the rest of the school year, I won't have to cancel that. But I am taking 3 days off for CatCon, and I have to leave it to my APs. Hopefully, they'll have it. I'm confident in them. And then that's 3 more days in May. May's kind of a rough month to take off on, but we're gonna try it. We're gonna do it, and just gonna have to have the confidence that people got it. But the gathering, that was so much fun, and hopefully I'll have a new trailer before then, so I can haul my boat. But if not, Fishing with a Squirrel has offered for me and Anna to come fish, so that would be cool. And then talking about some products, we got some new products out, and I saw these up. He had shared this. Freddie had shared this a while ago, and I just wanted to remark on how good they look. Like his website is really coming along. The FOA planer boards, and I know you don't use planer boards, Mike, but I just wanted to cover them real quick.
Every now and then I think about it because some bank anglers do use them.
Yeah, but yeah, they look really good. They look a lot like the Uncle Lou planer boards, and I think there's a reason for that. I think he might have helped him out with them with the design, so that's really cool that they work together on that. But check it out, guys. You need some planer boards. The price is really good on them too. I think that's the biggest thing. Um, price is decent on them, so you're not going to pay out the wazoo to get them. Some other products I've seen coming. Catfish is coming out with some new hoodies. There you go. If you got a Catfish code, now's the time to drop it. Catfish code. But those will be out next month, I think it said. Is that right? Did you see that on the Facebook page?
Yeah, I think he said next month.
And then Patriots in here. So we got the Patriots got some new stuff. He's got strike lights. Strike lights. So
I
if
like
you
that.
fish at night, some new products there. Here's his ghost floats. He's got some new floats too that glow all the way through. I had the
Yeah.
picture up here. I deleted it on accident. There's another picture of those strike lights. And then he's got some rattles. Patriot rattles there. And then he's got the jug for jug fishing. So that's pretty cool. So check out Patriot Catfishing for that. Someone will put that link in the description for me. That'd be great. Well, here's something that just came up. Mad Cats has got some new gear out. They started with a scale. They have the rods. And I think that they do have the most variety of color rods out there. But they got all the rods, and then now they've come out with black lights, Mike. So of course it's just a rebranded light.
Mhm.
And here's a comment about those planter boards. Let's see what he's saying. Lee Reed and Uncle Lou. There you go. Awesome. There you go. You're welcome, Patriot. If you want to drop your link in there, you are a mod, so you can drop that. There's Catfish Clothing, and there's another Jody 20. But yeah, so blacklight fishing, they're selling them. And here's an example being lit up. You got your takedown rod holders there, your lit up rods. Has blacklight fishing become too saturated? Is it even special anymore? Or is it just a good idea because it's easy to light up your rods at night? What's your thoughts on that?
I think that yeah, it probably is. I mean, it's all over the place. It's really cool. I do like it. I think that it really does help lend a helping hand, a big helping hand to really present a great show. Is it absolutely necessary? No. But as with most technology, it continues to improve, and get more affordable. So I'm all good with it. I
Yeah.
really like watching the show. I like that there's um the boat anglers really put a lot of thought into their lighting as well. The positioning, different lighting colors. I think that makes it look really cool. I think that a lot of people are getting really good with it as far as black light and white light combination. I don't know if I'm saying that
Uh,
correctly or not, but yeah, I mean, in the past, you know, uh, maybe there was one who started it all, and I think I know the one who really did. I don't think anybody did it before him, and I still watch that show and I still enjoy it too. So I
yeah.
do enjoy the black lights. I don't
Yeah.
own one,
I
oddly.
think
I don't
I
own one.
think I have two opinions. I have I think that it's saturated in social media.
Yeah.
I think there's a lot of people that have kind of taken that idea. And we're talking about chunky cats, obviously. Um, chunky cats, the king of bling. Whether you like him or not, he's the one that kind of pioneered that. Um, and he took it to a whole new level. And it wasn't until a little over a year ago that people started noticing his channel at all. Like, the TikTokers or whatever had no clue. Like, even Catch the Fever and them had no clue who he was because a lot of people don't do YouTube; they do TikTok. And so then he went on TikTok and blew the heck up. And now everybody's got black lights. Everybody's doing it. And I specifically remember a time where Anna and I went to go visit Chunky, and I actually called him and got permission and said, "Hey, do you mind if I build a black light cart and put black lights on it like yours so we can fish together and have black lights?" Yeah, man, sure, no problem. Like, that was my mentality. Like, I'm gonna steal this guy's idea and make it look like, it's my idea. but it would be cool on the live stream if we both have light up carts and it was cool, you know.
Yep.
But now it's like there's no, after that there's once TikToks there's no care. It's like I'm gonna blacklight fish, and so I think that's where it's become too saturated. I think there's not as much originality out there, and so you can scroll through TikTok catfishing, black lights, black lights, black lights, black lights, black lights. I'd like to see some red lights like Mark has, catfish and crappie, or
Those
some
are
some
cool.
blue lights or whatever. Yeah. So and do have I used black lights? Yes, I have. Um, but I think that what LG Bass said is absolutely correct. It's a lot easier to see and it's easier to look at your rods when it's dark everywhere but on the rod. And when you have the white lights on, not only could you possibly spook your fish, but it's just bright everywhere. So I like the black lights as well. So I'm kind of jaded. I'm half and half. But TikTok has opened up an avenue for millions of people to make money just by doing their hobbies, and I don't think that's a bad thing. Um, I think YouTube's the same way. I just don't think it's as fast paced and as um, interactive. And I think YouTube's been trying to get there, especially with like what's that Brian's doing all this stuff with and all that.
Yeah, the
I'm not
hearts.
on my phone, so I can't do that.
Yep.
Uh, but
I laugh a lot about the pace of TikTok, and I laugh a lot about TikTok when I'm sitting there and I'm watching Chunky's show because I'll type something in there to be funny, like, "Does this guy even know how to fish?" And then people will start responding right away, "Watch what you're talking about, dude." And I'm just like, I can call Chunky on the phone right now, and he'll pick it up and be like, "What's up, man? What's going on?"
yeah,
It's like, I'm just being funny. So
yeah, it's
I
a
stopped
different
making
crowd, man.
comments.
It's
Yeah.
a different crowd. Like it's really if you want to think about it this way, YouTube is kind of like the America we used to have, and TikTok is the America we have now, where it's like everybody's quick to
Very much
comment,
so.
quick to jump to conclusions, quick to.
Yep.
So I don't know. Oh, Greg said, Kevin, back in the 60s and 70s, black lights were great at all the dances, telling my age. Oh, yeah, I remember black lights at the bowling alley, not in the 60s and 70s,
Oh,
but the
yeah.
90s, definitely the 90s. We go bowling under black lights, Midnight Madness. Loved it. And then here's another thing. So this has been a controversy on Facebook. Um, and I say controversy because I've read a few comments, but and then some people have made some podcasts about them. Yeah, cosmic bowling. That's right, Kelly. Um, Mad Cats said they were coming out with reels and branded reels. They look great. I mean, they look
Yeah.
fantastic. I'm not gonna lie. Like
They're gorgeous.
they look fantastic. They kind of look like Abu 7000s. But a lot of people are saying they're Ming Yangs. They're rebranded Ming Yangs, which I can see that too. I just don't have too much experience with the Ming Yang, the big Ming Yang like that. I've only had the small one. So what do you think? What do you think? Now they haven't put them up on the site yet, and they haven't released any specs on them as far as I know. And the advertising has just kind of stopped, almost like it didn't happen. But they didn't take the pictures down. So I'm not sure what to think about it. What's your thoughts?
My thought on product is that typically there are only so many manufacturers that you can get items from. So if something happens to look extremely similar to something else, it's probably being made by the same manufacturer, just ever so slightly different.
Yeah.
Now, I am an absolute gear junkie. I mean, I look at that and I want to, I want to eat the whole meal and lick the plate. I mean, those things are gorgeous.
Especially that green
So
and purple.
here's my whole thing. Yes, the Ming Yang reels typically ran into some issues, with durability or longevity, however you want to say it. But the price was right. The reel looked good. And then let's face it, some of you guys just catch a lot of big fish. So if you catch 20 after 20, 30, 40, 50 plus pounders, if you're catching 60, 70 pounders, you're probably going to wear just about anything out over
Uh-huh.
time. So some people don't like that. They're like, hey, I
Yeah.
bought this reel. I want it to last forever.
Yeah.
Um, yes, Abus are fantastic. They last a long time. Me personally, I think the handles on them are too small because I got these gigantic hands. You know, um, I don't really care for that kind of a price. I'd rather get something more affordable with a bigger, huge power handle on it, and we can throw names all over the place. There's
Yeah.
several
Yeah.
options. To me, when I looked at those, I thought they looked like slime cat reels that were blinged. I mean, shiny,
Yeah.
but look
The
at
only
how gorgeous
difference
the
the
color
only
is.
difference is the slime cat reel, the thumb button was a box.
It was a
I
box.
I
Okay.
had one at one point,
Yeah.
and this one looks like the tab to release the spool looks like Abu. But
I think that the colors are gorgeous.
yeah, I think they
Those are designed to match up to their
yeah, to
rods.
specific rods. Yep.
Mexicat always said
Uh-huh.
rule number one is you got to make
Look,
yourself look
that's
good.
right. You gotta look good.
You got to make yourself look good. Now, it's up to them to maintain the quality of the product that they put their name on. And I've had several Mad Cats rods, and they are fantastic. So I can't say that I would expect anything less than an awesome product out of a reel should they release it. I don't know anything about controversy. I don't know anything about comment. I'm rarely on Facebook enough to read that much kind of stuff,
Yeah.
but I mean I hope something that pretty gets out in the market, and I hope it's a good product and people
Yeah.
enjoy it.
Yeah, I think the like I said, and the controversy was just in the comment section.
Yeah,
I'll go in there and read, and I think anytime you go in the comment section, you're asking for trouble, like because
sure.
that's just where people that just have an axe to grind. I deal with it with my school all the time. We'll try to do everything right. We're working hard to just be transparent, whatever, and then somebody will say something, and you're like you can't defend it because it's so silly. Like it's like
Yeah,
you can't even start with it because it makes no sense to begin with. But there were some valid concerns. I think some people went overboard on it. Like I'll never buy that because it's not a this or that or this or that. Some people said they look like ancient mariners. I don't know. I haven't
I don't
seen
know.
too
I don't see
much.
that.
They haven't come out with a price either. Um, Somebody asked if they were AI. um, but let's see. Some of the people said that they know they're not going to be a great reel because they didn't put out specs and um, you know this or that. They're making fun of them and just random comments in there. I was trying to find a couple good ones, but most of their comments have been very positive. And they're like, "Yeah, I'm going to get that." And really, I mean, if you get down to it, here's some better pictures. Let me see if I can share this real quick. StreamYard, share, present. If you get down to it, you have to ask yourself, why are you buying it? Right? Are you buying it because you want a the best quality reel you can get? Well, no, you're not because you'd buy like an Avid or something like that. You know, something that can reel in like giant marlin or what you know what I'm saying, like something like that. That one looks sweet right there. That's Clemson colors. There's your Superman one. Even the black and blue one looks good. But there's four of the colors.
Very
Yeah,
pretty.
yeah, very pretty. I think it's marketing genius. I do think that where they fell short was they and some a lot of companies do this is they'll promote something. This is coming, and then they won't say anything else. And then and maybe that's the point. They want the chatter. They want people. Oh man, did you see? There's gonna be a purple Hellcat coming out. Oh, where'd you see that at? When did they say? Well, how much? Blah, 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 blah. What is this? So maybe they want it, but then they said they were going to be available on the new year, and it didn't come out. So I'm wondering what's up with that. Let's see.
Did you just make that up, or is there actually supposed to be a purple Hellcat?
My Dan thinks they're pretty. All my Abus have power handles. Let's see, we don't know the prices. I've heard 120. Yeah, I think you're gonna definitely pay over 120 for a reel that big. You have to see their quality first. Yeah, if they're smart, they'll bring it. See, I think and I'm not a businessman, but I try to think logically, and logically that would have been something that would have said available at CatCon. And it had the reels out there. I mean, how many people would run straight through that door, straight to the Mad Catz booth to get their hands on the first Mad Catz reel? I would do it just to see them, right? I mean, I don't know. Maybe I need to open up a tackle shop.
How do you think those things will look under black light?
I don't know.
You
I
think it'll
don't
look like a glowing sun, so like the orange?
know.
It may.
I mean, the lines glow now, so now everything will glow. I'm partial. You think it wasn't February 1st though. It was in January at first. But yeah, hit that thumbs up. Thank you. Yeah. I'm partial to I you were mentioning, some of you catch big fish. I catch a big fish, relatively big one every once in a while. But man, I love those PC funds. I wish PC Fund would invest in doing stuff like that. Like it's kind of like you have, I don't know, you hitch your wagon to something, you really believe in something, but then there's this kid over here doing something really cool, and you're like, why can't you do that? Like, do that. Like, make a green one, make a black one.
Yep.
Like ugly stick.
Well,
Come on, ugly stick, let's go.
yeah, that's an excellent point. And then I start thinking about companies, and they have their money invested in this inventory, they have their money invested in that inventory, and sometimes they can't change quick enough to catch that initial spark. So other people catch that initial strike of lightning.
Yeah.
But then after that, you never know, because those companies are full of smart people who are thinking just like you're thinking, and they're looking around just like you're looking around, and they start to think to themselves, what can we do with this idea
Uh-huh.
that lines up with what we have, where we want to be, and a lot of companies need to think that way. Don't
Yeah.
think about today, don't think about, the last 6 months. Think about where you want to be 5 years from now,
Yep.
10 years from now. But that's hard. That's a lot of planning, and you know, we're talking about something that's such human nature here. It's shiny. In the past, people were always like gold or silver. I mean, they had the fever. But we're talking about fishing and that. So you got passion and your sensory, reactions to stuff. And being a guy who hasn't bought a fishing reel in a month or two. You know, I'm looking for something shiny. You know, I'm looking for something shiny.
Yeah.
So
I'm willing to try one, you know? I mean, I know
I
like
wouldn't hate on it. You know, you'd have to see it.
I have all PC funds, but you know, I've gotten rid of all my other affiliations. Why not get rid of that one? But but I really like the PC funds. Like they're just
Yeah.
and you know, you and I had some influence on them, and they made a black one. You know, and without us pushing them, without me emailing and talking, bugging Jason, dude, you need to make different colors. You need to make different colors. You need to make different colors. All right, which
Nope.
color do you want? And they chose black, and they can't keep them in stock.
Nope.
I
They
get
can't.
emails, I get Facebook, I get YouTube comments all the time. It's like, oh, I can't ever find the black ones in stock. I was like, I know they sell out, you know, and they gotta see that. Like they gotta see that, you know, if we can't keep this in stock, maybe different colors is a good idea. You know, Chinese company or not, if they're selling, if they're selling like hotcakes, you know, like I remember when I first started using the PC funds, you know, people use my code CAT18. I'd make, you know, $200-300 a month just because people were using the codes and loving the reels. But you know they can't buy them, they can't keep them in stock anymore. Um, but anyway, they've I've seen a rebrand of a PC fund. I don't know if you've seen it. It's Drift King. Drift King is a company that's in South Carolina and Columbia, and they make an orange rod, some rods that kind of look like Mad Catz rods, and they now have PC Fund 5000s that are rebranded for Drift King. Have you seen those?
No.
Drift King, let me see, tackle. Yeah, they're called the Rage rods. Here's their website. Yeah, so they have see the handles on those rods. They kind of look like the Mad Cats,
Yep.
the fusion rods. But see those reels; those are PC Fun reels. Let's see, shop reels. Yep, DK. That's a PC Fun 5000 if I ever seen one. And look at the cost on it, bro. You
Yeah,
see
I
that?
can't see it real good.
$94.99
Wow.
for a PC Fun 5000 in green. Now it says DK 6500 because they're trying to match that. They're trying to match the Abu specs. But there's a black one, and there's a tell me that's not a
That's the
PC
same
phone.
switch.
Same thing. Look at the
That's the
thumb,
same switch. The
same
thumbs,
screws.
everything. The thumb
Yep,
rest on the front,
yep. Only thing different,
handle.
the power handle is a little bit different. It's a round power handle. The specs are the same. Copper gears, aluminum body, carbon fiber drag, same exact thing. And
Hmm.
so they've made a different color. See, they've got two colors I've never seen. They got the blue. Now they don't have the 6000 reel, but they also have oh there's a black and the blue, the
Did you
green.
look at the specs? It actually is larger.
Is
It's
it?
a true 65.
You sure?
No, have you? Because I never looked.
No, it's
I
the
haven't
same.
looked at specifically like just general, looking out there beyond my normal
Yeah.
vision for the last couple of months because been getting back into and getting ready for radio control car racing.
Oh, ooh.
Yep, going back
Top,
to my teenage years, bud.
topic for
Actually, it
another
might have even
show.
been before I was a teenager.
No, they're the PC Fun 5000. The handle is just a round ball instead of the typical one. But
Why
then they
would they
got their
call it a 6500 if it's not though? Or is it? I mean, the capacity is about the same, you think?
I mean, you can look at it and tell
Yeah.
it's the same. You know, when you see them on the rods and everything. I'm not paying
Mm,
$94 for a reel that I can get for $48. So
nah,
I'm
no,
not gonna touch
I'll
that.
take the 2-for-1 deal on that every time.
Yeah.
Mm. Use use
Oh,
code
man.
CAT18.
Yeah. Yeah. That's right. Use cat18 at PCFun.com. Save you 18%.
There's
Um,
some deals out there too. That Alios 400 has changed the price of the Alios 300 since it's arrived, and they got Carbon X, they got all these other things. Sign up for their emails, folks, because
yeah.
they send out a lot of deals a lot of times. And if you pay attention, some of the deals it specifically says you can't use a code, but most of them you still can.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, it's kind of weird because they'll say one thing in the email and then you'll go look and it's
yeah.
totally different.
Yeah, it's
See, they said
because you have
30.
to click like on their email link
Yeah.
specifically and it'll send you to that exact sale page.
Uh-huh.
But you got to pay attention to both and look at it both ways because I'm telling you, 9 times out of 10, you add the code CAT18 to something and you're way better shape. So, or at least a little bit better shape. So, but
Oh
yeah,
man.
those black reels are gorgeous. I was using them the last couple months that I was fishing and they were casting out great. I think I only backlashed maybe once or twice, which is not much for my normal. Normally, I'm
Yeah.
bird's nest and everything.
It looks like they
They
do
are
have
a
the black
smooth
one in
reel.
stock. They do have it
Good.
right now. But you see what they've done? They've done this. Oh, it was $89.99. No, it wasn't. It's always been 60. But if you add it to the cart, let's see. What was the old codes that we had? Like that I had that they were only
Oh,
supposed to last for a certain amount of time?
cat 40 and
Yeah,
cat
Cat 100.
00.
Yeah.
Oh, I think they're still active. I haven't looked for the last month or so because we've just been in
Yeah.
holiday mode, and
Yeah.
then we leave for Disney World. I think like a week from Tuesday.
Wow, you're gonna be a traveling man.
Yeah,
So yeah, $53
and
right there for a 60 with the code.
so we go down there on Tuesday, and we fly back the following Monday. And the Friday we're in Florida, we're supposed to go fishing with small water charters on Lake Okeechobee.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yep, yep. Apparently, it is crappie season, and John's like, "Well, we haven't caught anything over 15 inches yet." I'm like, "Aha!"
No problem.
So, oh man, so excited! I told Lauren, and Lauren's like, "Are you kidding? I've watched that guy's videos before. Him and his wife." I'm like, "Yes." So she's pretty. I don't know what it is. She loves crappies the most. She just freaks out whenever she catches one. Jumps up and down, hoots and hollers, fist pump, everything. Just loves it. So
That's awesome.
Disney World is 2 hours north of small water charters. So we'll drive down, fish. He says he's, I don't know, 2 or 3 minutes from where his boat is. And then he says that the place that he'll take us to fish is only like 3-4 miles from the ramp. I'm like, let's go.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Awesome, man.
It's going
Yeah,
to be
we're
so strange to catch crappies and not eat them or not use them for catfish bait. Well,
you're
we'll get over it.
not gonna eat them?
Yeah. I don't think we'll have time. So
Uh, he doesn't offer that I'll ship them back to your house thing.
I don't know if
Like
I'd want to
Alaska.
pay for it. I mean, we do have crappies here,
Yeah.
but then again, to say that you wouldn't want
Yeah.
crappies it doesn't make
But it's
make
not
any
negative
sense.
20 in Florida.
Yeah, very much different down there.
So
My
we're traveling a lot this year too. We're going to CatCon in February, and then in March we're going to Colorado to see my grandmother. So hopefully I'll be able to do something fishing there. And then in June, the end of June, July, I'll be going to Alaska with
Mm-hmm.
my brother Chad and my dad, and we're going to be doing halibut fishing, and might catch some cod, some anything out there, and then we'll do some salmon fishing. We'll get to fly out and land on a glacier, and we're also the newest activity is we're going to rent ATVs and ride on the beach in Alaska. So that should be fun.
That's crazy.
Yeah, and then I'll get back, and then we'll um we'll go to the gathering in
Mm-hmm.
May. So actually, the gathering is before. My bad, flip flop. The gathering is before Alaska, so it should be an epic video. I'm gonna take some GoPros, just give my dad, my brother, and just say, "Hey, film everything. I don't care what it is, just talk."
Now, from South Carolina, what is the travel plan like for the planes? Like, do you travel to like Seattle and then hop on a different plane and go up from there, or
Think it is no. We're going from Yeah, I think we might go to Washington. It might be from
huh?
Washington, and then from there to Anchorage. I think that's the
Wow.
plan. And I think we have a big layover in Seattle. But my brother is going out a few days earlier. He's going to jump out of an airplane. I don't know. He's into that stuff, and I'm like, no, I'm good. Because usually it has to do with a weight rating. Like even when he said we're going to land on a glacier, I was like, what's the weight rating for the plane? Oh, he said 400 pounds. All right, we're good. Oh man, but I'm hoping to obviously every year I'm hoping to you know lose some weight, but I have a goal, and hopefully start next weekend with my buddy Eddie. We're gonna walk the Palmetto Trail, um, which is not my trail, but our state tree is a palmetto tree. And so it starts in the coast and it goes all the way up through the mountains up to North Carolina. And you can walk it they have passes that you can walk. And so every weekend, I'm going to try, or every other weekend, whenever we can, we're going to try to do a pass. And so I'll be getting into hiking a little bit. And as we get farther, like the first one's only 7 miles, but the second pass is 44 miles. So we'll have to break that one up or camp along the way, which would be cool. So you'll be seeing some videos of that too. There's some different
That-
stuff on the channel. People like the camping on the pontoon stuff. So try some different stuff out, see if they like that, and if they
So
don't,
you're
I just
talking
won't make.
about camping with everything you have to carry it then,
Yeah. So
since
like,
you're walking a trail.
I never thought I'd be looking
Ooh,
for ultralight camping gear, but I've been looking, and it is
yeah.
expensive. It is expensive. So please go watch my videos, guys, so I can earn some money. Please go. If anybody's got a milestone chat that they haven't used, go ahead and use that milestone chat for members. No, um, but man, it's gonna be awesome, and I hope it's gonna be awesome. But it's gonna motivate me to, because you always look forward to stuff, and when you look forward to stuff, it keeps you motivated. And if I have something to look forward to every weekend, that's like an adventure like that, I think it's gonna help me out a lot. This weekend I have a parade tomorrow, Martin Luther King Day parade. So that's my motivation. And then I'm gonna go fishing on Monday. So hopefully you'll see a live stream fishing show from me on Monday.
Well, that'll be fantastic because I think the high for us on Monday is 3. So we pretty much planned on being stuck at home every single every single day this weekend. I did happen to stop at the store yesterday, and then when I got out today, I'm like, there's this grocery store is halfway home. I'll stop there. Packed.
Man.
Holy cow, was it packed? But it's good. It's
So
good.
maybe next time we can talk about something that I've been, uh, and I'm not trying to make it controversial or political, but I'm worried about the upcoming election and what this going to mean for society. So we've been doing some prepping and stockpiling and stuff. So maybe we can talk about that and the do's and don'ts or different theories on whether you think it's worth it or not. But I like to talk about that. That'd be a good show to talk about. What do you think?
Interesting. I'm
Getting into getting into ammunition or I'm not worried about it or this and that.
I don't actually own
Yeah.
anything
I
like
just bought
that,
one
but
today.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, Anna and I had 380 autos for our concealed weapons permit, and the ammunition is so expensive you can't afford it. It's like $40 for 50 rounds, and so you can't
Sheesh.
practice. So I traded those in, and we got two 9 millimeters. Um, but yeah, getting into the dried beans and stuff, and it's plus it's a hobby too. But it's never, even if it's not a political thing or whatever, it's you know making sure in case you got a disaster or something like that that you can take care of yourself. So anyway, we may or may not talk about it, but I think I'm obviously more into it than you are, but I think that makes for a good conversation.
It can, because think about how many times have we had conversations where you know a lot about something,
Uh,
you've researched a lot of it,
uh,
you've begun it, and then I'm full of questions. I'm like, what's this? What's that? I don't understand. I mean, I think that does equal a good conversation. You can tell right there instantly in the chat. Somebody said, there it is. Tom said he's stockpiling bacon. Now that is something that I do. So, see, different
we
ways,
need to
different
get
folks.
into how to preserve bacon for long periods of time because
Yeah.
bacon don't last very long in my fridge.
Yeah, I was gonna hang on to that, but then we started talking about CatCon and the grills there and everything. So I just got to remember to take like that, that that flat griddle, uh, and get you a chance to try some Iowa bacon.
Shoot, man,
Because we can put
I
bacon on
have
top of a
a
burger.
I have a gas operated Blackstone, a
Yeah,
smaller one I could bring. Didn't even think about that. It's 100%
yeah,
worth of prep to an extent, non-perishable foods. Yeah, exactly, and that's most of the reason. But there's a lot. I've seen a lot of stuff, and it's probably because of what I listen to on the way to work, podcasts and everything.
hmm
It's a lot of people that are like me. Obviously, you listen to people that are like you. I try to listen to opposing views as well, but I just get annoyed so fast. And I'm like, no, I don't need to be angry going to work. But a lot of people are like, man, I'm just worried about the price of this or the state of the country or whatever about this, and because it doesn't seem to be getting any better. I hope it. Who's
Lauren
that?
woke up. They
That's
were all
a
asleep.
nomination for Youth
Yeah,
Angler of the Year right there.
yeah. We didn't tell you, but you got nominated for the Youth Angler of the Year award for the Golden Whiskers. Okay. Yeah, only got. She's going for the medals right now.
All right.
You the ones that Uncle. She hides them inside this little two-piece. To me, it looks like a giant golden egg.
Yeah.
I'm just like, what's in this thing?
Harry Potter thing
Yeah,
that came with an egg.
Oh,
no clue.
Quidditch or what's that called?
Uncle Lou.
I
Uncle
don't know.
Lou let me have his rewards.
He let you have them? That was nice of him.
Yep. Yep.
Golden Whisker.
Well,
When I
you
gave
might
him
have
the
you might have a purple one this year to go with those.
when I gave him the wood carving and that real nice glass one, he was like, "You think the kids would still want the medals?" And I was like, "Yeah, they probably would." And there she is. She still hangs on to him. This one's not mine, but it was given to me. I love those medals.
I do too.
That time that I caught 48 bluegills.
Oh yeah, now she's looking for the one from the Palmetto 300.
Ah,
That was
yeah.
so cool.
We need the
So
evil laugh, Lauren. What about the evil laugh?
Uh-oh. Oh,
Do you know where you would have put them?
no, they're over there. I just can't remember exactly
Mr.
where.
Tony
Hey,
wants-
Tony Harrison wants to know if you still got a good evil laugh. Yeah.
Now it just hissed.
That wasn't an evil laugh. That was something.
No, she's doing some hissing or something now.
Well, cool, man. I think it's been a great show. Thanks for everybody coming in. Yeah, we have a good time, and who knows if this if people are interested, maybe we'll start doing them every weekend. Is Mike's a good dad, and he's always going to put his family first. So we have to make sure that he's available. There's a thumbs up. There you go. But be sure to hit that thumbs up on your way out. Mike, what you think? Try it again sometime.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I thought you were talking about the evil laugh. I'm like, yeah, we can do that anytime. But I think yours is better than mine.
Well,
Uh-oh.
yeah,
Got him yawning now.
Yep, I got church in the morning, so we're gonna pray it out and get out of here. Heavenly Father, thank you so much for this opportunity to come up here and have fun with my brother Mike. Lord, we just pray for those in the community who are hurt, suffering, and sick. Lord, we just pray that you would heal them. Lord, we just lift up Muskrat. We pray for the person that stole his items from him, that they would bring it back. Lord, we just Lord, even those material things, Lord, it still brings us down. I just pray for his heart. And Lord, I just pray for everybody that's here, and pray that we have a great Sunday and great holiday, Lord, on Martin Luther King Day. And as we move forward with the rest of our week, I just ask that you bless it. It's in Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Amen.
All right, everybody. You know the drill. Till next time. Happy fishing.